Hey guys, welcome back to the Vid-Bits. I'm Bray,
And I'm Brian.
and we're gonna do a little secret stream, a little sleeplessness tonight, just to kind of,
This is the first time you've been on SleeplessNES, isn't it?
yeah, just to kind of, keep things interesting.
It's a wind down thing. SleeplessNES is never has any specific reason or any rhyme to it. We play NES games until we're done. Could be mid game. All of a sudden you don't see any more actions because we passed out. Like, it's not intentional. It's just sometimes you can't go to sleep after a long day, and it's a great way to unwind.
I think I already have started off wrong. Have the wrong character.
You have a specific character you have to.
Well, one character's better than the other. It's Is it Randy? No,
Randy! You've been hanging out with Randy?
No, I think it's John. It's the guy who throws the straight. No, it's Sam. Whoever throws the straight beamer, the one that just can go through all of them at once.
Okay.
This game unfortunately suffers from the infamous NES
Slow down.
the slowdown and like the frames, I guess. When they like flicker, when the characters flicker because too many are on screen.
Well, if you want, not necessarily this stream, but if you want, we can play this on the retro USB AVS, and they actually have things that you can push that actually reduces sprite flicker and that stuff.
It's like so is that using? Is it actually reading the original hardware,
Yes,
or
it's an actual created board. It's not.
So it's just making subjective improvements.
Yes, that's something that
Okay.
they put into the board. Yeah.
Welcome, Jack. Welcome back, Jack.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
This is one of my favorite
welcome
NES
back.
games. Just a little bit of dodgeball, and I remember as soon as I learned how to do the super awesome moves, I was pretty much able to get through the whole game on normal at least. I've beaten it on hard, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference besides the enemies have 3 times as much health and it's kind of boring.
Oh, it doesn't make much difference at all. You're right, that's a lot of difference.
Look at that, triple KO. That was very quick.
Shit.
Oh, never mind. Need to take out Henry from the UK team. I'm not really good with accents, but on to the elimination round 3, India. We're not going to change up the order. This is fine. But the goal is to just use kind of spam the heavy attack. And as you see, I'm kind of running backwards to a certain point in the arena, which allows me to build up enough speed. I kind of go to the same point each time. And then you want to hit as many targets as possible using Sam's move. Mainly because Sam's move can hit all 3 targets at once. It also takes the least amount of time to travel, and you can kind of guide it quite easily as well, using up or down on the D-pad. So he unfortunately got away, but we'll take him out right there. Or actually, if not, I'll just get some easy damage in on him. He's stunned. I did a speed run on the channel of this game not too long ago. I don't know how good that time was, or really how I could improve besides just get better, I don't know, better button inputs, I guess. Take less time in between rounds. Like this one's, unfortunately, I took a lot of time. I shouldn't have picked up the ball as the outside player and thrown it at him because it does minimal damage, but sometimes I like to troll. And that's a quick way to... No! Threw it to the other side on accident. But you can jump in front of the ball to get it to swap sides, or you can just purposefully get hit by it. Let's move back. You essentially just spam that and then throw it to your other player. He's getting cunning. Very, very smart. Come on. That's a beamer. And then when they get stunned, you get a pretty clear opening if you're fast enough to just pelt them again. These guys have a lot of resistance to the super moves, it seems like. Oh my gosh. I feel like I either breeze right through this one or it takes ages. This is indeed Super Dodgeball. Oh my gosh. Alright, Sam. Sam's the man. Why do I keep doing that?
Hi. So you're sitting in my spot, I see, Chief. You two would need a belly rub? Would need toys taken? Someone needs toys taken away?
Alright, back to Sam. There we go.
Give me that toy. Give. Give me that. They don't want to hear you. How come?
There we go. We actually finished that one. That was taking forever.
What? You can have it.
Jack dropping Chiefs in chat. Hell yeah. He's in kind of an antsy mood, because if we were sleeping right now, he'd be sleeping. But since we're not, he's not. So he's just kind of in an in-between state.
I'm having to like degauss from my Pac-Man session, so.
I don't think Dad, when you were playing your super long Pac-Man sessions, I don't even think he knew what was going on.
No, he hated me. He wanted to be sleeping. He was like, Daddy, go to sleep. And I'm like, no, I gotta beat it. Gotta beat the game. I gotta beat it. Give it that.
Alright, come on. They had such a good lineup. They were lined up like bowling pins right there. That's exactly what you want. Yeah, triple KO.
Nice. Good shit.
Hell yeah. The penguins.
It is really fun to stream sometimes and not have to have theme. I mean, the theme is we're playing late night NES, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so much time spent in the structuring things. Like, let's do this for the song and blah blah blah. Let's have this goal. Like, the goal is to turn the NES on and play some dodgeball and whatever else we choose to play. And annoy Chief by taking his toy. Yeah, mine.
I feel like that one team legitimately just has more resistance to those particular attacks, because these subsequent teams are just getting destroyed. Now this is the hardest stage right here because in the whole game, because it affects your sprint speed.
I was gonna ask if there wasn't one team, if the team scaled adequately, or is it like not?
It's kind of sporadic. This one is particularly difficult because the mud, so they can.
Is that racist as hell there?
I think this whole game is racist as hell. It really is. Why was the Icelandic team hanging out with penguins and shit? Like, I don't
Because we all know people from Iceland hang out with penguins. Because ice, penguins, duh.
I'm gonna be so real. I think all of Super Dodgeball is racist, but so is Punch Out. I mean,
hell, Punch Out is the most racist Nintendo game they have.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
What's up, Manny?
Manny,
Yeah, I think I'm done with this. I tend to either beat that team.
Make sure you want to screen it or no?
Huh?
Do you care about that?
Oh, to not spoil what we are up to next.
You just run a couple, and I'll run a couple, pass it back and forth. Eventually, we'll have some stuff planned to do co-op, but I'm not really trying to do something super intensive.
Anyway,
you better not be racist as hell, Manny. Don't be teaching people that.
let's do.
Chipo says racism is not good. That's what Chipo says. It's a PSA. Get 'em. You're making all my stuff wet with your husky slobber. Husky slobber everywhere. And you're just drooling. Just straight drooling around. You woke up 30 minutes ago?
You must have had an interesting day.
Are you up for the day then, Manny? Don't you work early?
Early in the morning.
Early in the Manny morning? Wasted my day sleeping. No, bro, it's not a waste. If your body fucking told you to go to sleep, it's a catch-up period. Literally, it's our system's way of just fucking forcing that shit to happen. Like, I did it yesterday. When we talked about that shit and all that shit fucking resolved itself, I had this new bed, and you know I was fucking playing 18 hours a day, and I didn't even get to enjoy this new bed, so like once that was all resolved, I fucking assed out for like 8 hours. Like, I hit so hard, like, I guess my son was like knocking on the door, and I didn't even fucking hear him to let him in and shit. Well, then you're probably up for the day. Why don't you fucking go put some time in on your Origins runs? I mean, everybody else is sleeping and shit. Might as well do that. Or passing the controller back and forth at this rate.
Yeah.
Or are you going for a speed run?
I was gonna do a speed run.
Go for it, man. Alright, you got an hour. You gotta beat it by 3.
I could do it.
I know you can.
I could beat it on a plane ride, so I feel like I can.
Well, it's 2 o'clock, so you got an hour.
I don't know if I've ever beat it in an hour. But...
Okay, then you got an hour and 15 minutes. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Love me some Mega Man.
Yeah, urge the game. If for some weird reason you end up catching any of these streams, because maybe Noodles Over Hard talks to you about it or whatever, like, this is the game you want to play, for sure. And you're doing yourself a disservice no matter how big your backlog to not even just boot it up and mess with it for a minute if you have access to it. Now, if you don't, then don't go out and buy any of them by any means. Don't increase your backlog. But if you have any access to it through any other means or whatever,
get it on the Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo, and then you can even buy NES controllers and use it on the Switch. I mean, there are many ways. Oh shit. I was being stupid.
Yeah, man, a lot of the best gaming is done between 3 and 5 in the morning, as long as you're not in the middle, like at the end of a fucking 12 or 16-hour bender all the time. Like, I felt like I was gaming like I was a kid again, like, but I don't think even as a kid I gamed 18 hours a day or 16 hours a day, 3 days in a row, and it was so bad, maybe, that I went outside today and, like, I couldn't even fucking look at anywhere because there was so much brightness because the lab is so dark. And when I was going outside, it was always at night for the last 3 days. So it was absolutely horrible. Like, I have a really bad light sensitivity issue right now, especially because I have blue eyes, and I can barely... I went outside today, and I had to go ride my bike, and I hadn't been out there for fucking 3 days during the day, and it was absolutely horrible. I still can't even open my eyes all the way, so... I have no idea how anybody's playing anything that long.
Touch grass.
That's what Manny said. Yeah, you should be just, you know, but that's the thing, if you You slurping down that JD? How you gonna be working in the 4 hours?
I mean, trust Manny's process.
Oh, I trust it. I just want to know about it.
He needs that. It's his fuel.
Tackling fuel. Tackling fuel. Need some fucking eye drops right now, like hella bad.
If you're on hard, those guys react completely differently.
I did, Manny. I did touch grass today. I did. After all that shit was over and everything else. But, yeah.
Game responsibly, guys. Please don't game yourself into a hole. And if it hurts to look at sunlight, you've probably been inside too long.
Yeah. 48-hour work benders is good.
I mean, you were making content.
I see. Every time that he's been saying Jack Daniels, Jack, I thought he was drinking, bro. Every time, because it's... He's not drinking. I just thought that Manny was just like hitting the sauce super hard. I'm like, why the hell are you drinking some Jack Daniels after you slept all day and you just woke up and you gotta go to work in 4 hours? And Braden just loves Manny so much, he's like, trust the process, bro.
I knew friends who would do some wild ass shit and then just go to work. So like, I totally understand how he could just be like, you know.
Yeah, I
hit the sauce
it now.
right before the 4 hours before he goes to do his job.
I get it now.
Oh, I hate this stage. Gives me a headache. So let's beat it quick.
I couldn't even look at it if I wanted to.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at this, Dad.
Right.
It is bright as hell.
She was if this was the Ark of the Covenant at the end of Jones movie, you'd be dead. Don't look at it. The first thing you did was sit up from a dead lay down and just look right at the screen. Why are you so people-hating?
Alright, it'll be better when I get into the water.
You're so people-hating. I know. I swear you are a reincarnated person.
He loves pizza. He was an Italian pizza chef in his day.
He loves fucking pizza. He loves spicy food.
He loves spicy food, and he can't have it because it's bad for him. I mean, I don't think Chief should have spicy food.
No, he shouldn't.
You could probably look mad at it. It doesn't have all the white textures or like the white flowing water in the background. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this dude. Ooh, that's a hefty damage spike. I normally just...
I'm watching these NWC streams, guys, and if you guys are saying games that you don't want to ever play or beat, all you're doing is encouraging me to put up an episode. I guarantee you we're going to have a Kid Icarus episode, like, beating the game from start to finish within the next 2 weeks. I've been working on, like, the beginning of it for a little bit, and me and Bray have already done it anyways, but it's so much more accessible than you think, and it's one of the best NES games that you've not played if you've not played it, and if you've only played it on NWC, then you should still be like, yep, I need to check this whole thing out, because if you got past the Underworld level, 1-1, you're already on your way to getting past the hard parts of the game. And then if you learn how to do that boss at the end of level 1, you've already now learned how to do the boss at the beginning portion of the game, which is the hardest part of the game.
This is where I got my roots in platforming and even just character placement, or like light versus heavy button pressing. You know what I mean? Like you had to learn those like very tight jumps in Mega Man, and I feel like it gives you a good sense of control in this game.
You learn how...
That's why I am so critical of other NES games that I think control sloppily, because this game controls so precisely.
Also, though, all the games you're complaining about are Nintendo in-house developed versus this is Capcom.
Capcom doesn't miss for the most part.
On the NES, no. No, they don't.
There we go.
Nice.
Dr. Wowie.
Nice stuff hitting you now?
Super fighting robot. Mega Man.
Super fighting Chico.
I only ever watched an episode or two of that.
Mega Man.
Get destroyed, buddy.
Wait, if I say I don't like a game, you will play it more? No, it was just like, when I hear anybody that's like, it's, I don't know.
When people are saying, hey, this game is I'm just not ever going to put the time to play, say, like, some classic Nintendo game, Dad's like, he feels like he has to at least show them why that game's worth playing.
I feel like if you're gonna skirt through the NES and it's not gonna be your favorite, you definitely should, like, before you leave hanging out there's some things that you should look at. But if you are like a person that plays NES even semi-regularly, and it's this stage of the game, 2024, there's still certain NES games you haven't touched, it's slightly criminal if you haven't at least put a controller in your hand and messed around with a couple of them, especially because of how accessible everything is. I mean, in this day and age with the Nintendo Switch Online, and not to encourage it, but like multi-carts and all that other shit, there's so much for people to look at and easily to look at in a way where it's not like you're not boxed out by price anymore or whatever. Especially because them being able to re-release stuff on the virtual console, that if you wanted to get, like, say you wanted, it's a stupid example, but there's a game called Scat. It's a fucking horrible name. Because it means like poop, right? Scat is poop?
Yeah, man.
But it was Cyberkinetic Attack Team or something.
Oh.
But it's a really cool, like, space shooter type game that you wouldn't want to spend hundreds of dollars on, because that's how much it costs. But you can boot up the virtual console, and you pay your subscription fee per month, and you can access it, and you can play it, and not have to spend all that money, and still get to enjoy something that other people be like, oh, I got that game, it's worth $300. Well, yeah, well, I play that game too, and I don't have to pay $300 for one game.
I love the soundtrack.
Yeah, I definitely will have to play Hollow Knight sometime. I would have no problem playing Hollow Knight because I have people that would help me through it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot easier when you have other people that enjoy it, can help you through it. But like,
same with the Souls games. I feel like I would be less. If my friends weren't so invested in those games, it would be harder for me to be like, hey, I want to play these.
right?
Because it's not even just people online. It's, you know, my friends too. And it'd be like, oh, how far did you, like, I just helped encourage my buddy David to finish Dark Souls 3. Which, you know, I'm glad that he was able to do that. He really didn't think he'd ever get around to it. Alright. To the boss. Oh, wrong boss. Using the wrong building.
But this sleeplessness might be you. I want to, but now because we...
The Deadpool and Wolverine game. Or, are you saying Deadpool or Wolverine?
yeah, we can play the shitty NES game. We can play the shitty Wolverine NES game. Make some people mad. That's about all we have access to. But I definitely can do that. You know, where you have to press select to get your claws out. And when you get your claws out, you lose health by having them out. Great game design. Or... what about that 15 top party we had this evening? What about that? We served 15 people at one point in time. So so thankful for that, man. And you were there for that, man. You just jumped in like 16 people. Like, what the hell? Manny's here? What the hell? There's 16 people here. That's sweet. I think also though people like to have things that have like a time limit to them, and I think having an hour in the title really helps because then somebody can think, if I want to be invested in this, from like whatever the experience is, more likely than not it's not going to be something that I'm going to come in the middle of, and it's going to be something that lasts about an hour, and that's what I would assume if I saw that. So I would feel like if I only had about an hour to kill, it'd be cool to be able to see whatever that was. You know what I mean? And I guess maybe that was part of it. I don't know. Maybe we got stream sniped or whatever in a good way. Was that called stream sniping or swatting or whatever?
That's called raiding.
Raiding, yeah, but maybe that happened.
No, swatting is a bad thing.
No, swatting is a horrible thing. Yeah, you could be a big douche. You were up for 2 minutes? You probably like wonder what kind of bizarro world you were. You're like, they finally blew up. We're all gonna fucking build the gamer compound and fucking be able to fucking just have the esports league. Everything's gonna start falling in our favor. Yep, it's happening, but you know, maybe it could happen in like a snap of the fingers, and that's the start of it, man. Like NWC is a big start of it. And honestly, as much as it fucking pains me that I'm not going to be #1 in Pac-Man this season, I forgot to tell you, Manny, regardless of that, we're still taking back-to-back PlayStation #1 in the World Championships on that game. We're still up on the highest second person on PlayStation by at least fucking like 5 or 6 hours. I mean, if you played all day, then it's even, and we get to have a great competition between the two of us, because that guy plays nothing more than like 4 hours a day at most. And he's the #1 on PlayStation, so right, I mean, I'm the #1 on PlayStation, so at least we fucking like have that option. Still get back to back on that. Still pissed off that I can't say fucking 2 times without thinking of some scumbag. And then there's some other fucking scumbag in the news today too, so I can't think of that either. Anytime that I want to talk about all the scumbaggery in YouTube, I don't have to worry about it. I just look at Charlie and he just takes care of it for me, and I can be like, yep, thank you, Charlie. Thank you for making that topical so nobody else has to make it topical, and if anybody wants to talk about it, I can be like...
Well, him and Mutahar get it every time, right? When when news breaks on the internet, those
I feel like people call him and like, bro, it's happening today.
No, he always watches Some Ordinary Gamer, which is Mutahar. He's like been the news guy for a while, I feel like.
But yeah, we can't talk even about what happened because it's too political, really. Honestly,
we don't even talk about YouTube politics.
No, it's one of those things where if you know, you know, and it's like, okay, great. Another thing that we have to like find ways to deflect whatever negativity.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I don't even care about the person in particular, and it's shitty that they're.
Yes, sir. Charlie, aka. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Woo,
woo,
woo.
Yeah.
Look at that deep in my voice.
When people say Charlie on the internet, it's the internet's Charlie. It's Charles White. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
Woo. Unfortunately,
voice critical.
That's Smokey, our cat. That he's not doing too well because he's getting older. But today he decided he wanted to. Chief was doing his zoomies in the living room. And Smokey's like older, and Smokey's not been feeling well, so he's sitting on top of the perch of the table because he knows that the dog can't get there. And he gave him like a meow, like, you better stop that shit. Chief's like, oh yeah? Does a couple more zoomy laps. Fucking this dude, and he's an older cat, man. He doesn't really get super active anymore, but he got back in his heady days and just jumped off the table and fucking chased Chief around in a circle and just fucking tagged him up a couple times to get him to cry and shit. I was like, oh man.
Just imagine a little cat bullying.
Yeah, that little cat.
Big ass Chief.
And that's usually what he wants to do. What you see him there doing on the left, that's him looking out the window. That's what he wants to be doing. Most of the days, that's what he's doing.
He's an old man.
Yeah, pretty fucking much. And Chief's like, I'm crazy. And Smokey's like, chill the fuck out. Anybody have any suggestions on gamer specs, the ones that basically are the ones that are supposed to be, if you're looking at the screen for extensive periods of time, does not damage your fucking eyes?
Blue light resistant.
It's gotta be what's going on with me right now, right?
Some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, mainly because the Pac-Man screens are dark. Like, they're almost all black background. So, like, marathoning black background, I thought, okay, but then I also changed my overhead lighting. And I was like, okay, it's been the same tone of lighting in the room, so it's gotta be staring at the black background in the fucking dark room for that long. It's gotta be. Like, yeah, I really fucked my eyes up pretty bad for just doing it for 3 days.
That's why we always say, do take breaks, do not game for unhealthy, extensive periods of time, because even when one of us push ourselves to what we'd consider a unhealthy length, it does affect your vision, it affects your your sleep cycle. It's not, it's something that you need to make sure you keep in mind, because even sometimes when we forget how damaging stuff like that can be.
Not trying to risk it all to fucking min-max, that's for sure. Not wanting to even get a bag. Got told that there probably isn't anything. While that company's blowing fucking money, it's discouraging.
Come on.
That's the same with my cat and my dog. My cat is old and doesn't like my dog. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jack Gaming.
I feel like Smokey kind of likes Chief. It's just not. It's in a weird way. Like he likes running around with him, but at the same time, if Chief gets too crazy, Smokey kind of puts up his guard and starts getting more aggro.
Yeah, you need to get some sleep. If you
Shit. If you need some sleep, your body's telling you for a reason. So.
Yeah, bro, like if it was all day, maybe it wasn't enough, and if you only got to get up in a couple hours, maybe you should just go back to sleep and get that couple extra hours, and then you'll be able to be like really well rested and ready to perform. I mean, I'm sure, my man, based on talking to you, like how that you work real fucking hard, bro. So, like if your body like is catching up, then it's just like, yup. And it's like an autopilot thing that we're just inherently given that just is gonna over your heart and your mind and your body. Sometimes they can all kind of like work based on how you want to prioritize them, and other times they prioritize that shit for you.
Yippee! I wish like 8 or 9-year-old me knew that. I remember dying there so many times.
The cheese sandwich? Oh, I'm gonna make you a cheese sandwich. Oh, put some cheese on the sandwich.
Cheese sandwich? That's just bread and cheese, brother. That's not a sandwich.
Bullshit, it's not a sandwich. You ever seen Big Top Pee-wee?
Cheese sandwich?
Big Top Pee-wee, man, goes into the general store and he wants a cheese sandwich. And it's just a piece of bread. No, 2 pieces of bread and a piece of cheese.
So it's an untoasted grilled cheese.
Yeah. Straight fucking up, bro. And I tell you what, you give me some rye bread and a big piece of fucking sharp, and I'm on it. I'll eat that shit. I don't need nothing. I don't need nothing else. Not super sharp. I wasn't a super sharp for a little bit, but man, that's like fucking like different variances of like fine scotch and shit. You're like, oh.
It's only good in certain contexts.
Somebody's like, this is really sophisticated, and you're trying to mull it over in your head while you wondered how you spent $15 on one fucking glass.
I want a block of cheese.
Manny says the fuck, of course it's a sandwich, bro. It's a sandwich, bro.
I guess all that defines a sandwich is having 2 pieces of bread and something
Nope,
in
let's just say a sandwich. No, nowadays in Americana especially, a sandwich embodies 2 things to keep things from fucking being all over your hands. If you have like
I thought sandwiches required like multiple things being a filler.
Dude, toasties sound way cooler than grilled cheese anyway.
Cheese toasties.
Dude, Jack, you are lucky enough to be able to call it something cool. Me and Braden, we say, will you grill me a cheese, just because of this show that we watch, and it's just a lot funnier to say it like that. Like, hey, I grilled you a cheese, and that's funny. But grilled cheese is like, if you say that to the wrong person, they're just like, fuck, you giving me a grilled cheese, that's a struggle meal. And to me, I'm like, grilled cheese is like comfort food.
I think struggle meal and comfort food are synonymous most
It
of the
depends,
time.
though. No, struggle meal sometimes is like, I'm so fucking really wish I could eat anything else. But
The thing is, I
full
don't
on
eat
this.
ramen though anymore. I just can't.
I haven't had it in over
It's
half a
not.
year.
It's not good. I'd rather have some decent noodles. I'd rather like if it's like
Maybe if we get ramen, we'll have to go to like that place you went or something. Like go
yeah,
to
like
a
real
stand,
ramen
yeah.
place. That's totally different. Like udon and like ramen noodles are not even comparable.
Toasties.
Got some cheese toasties. Me and the lads cooking up cheese toasties after school.
Is he from Australia?
I don't not him. I wasn't doing.
Okay.
But I also know that a lot of the like language as far as like how they refer to things like is say like bin.
Oh yeah, grilled cheese deluxe from Cheezers.
Grilled cheese deluxe from Cheezers.
What happened to it? We ran it over with the car.
And Mordecai proved that he was the better liar.
Oh,
That was literally the whole thing.
Yeah, it was so good. Oh yeah, if you didn't hear, JD is getting a new spin-off of that because of his other show got shit canned because of like
JG
politics.
Quinto.
Yeah, JG. He got like his other show got shit canned because of politics, I guess. The network had politics with it or whatever. I can't remember what it was called, but I did watch a couple episodes of it. It was pretty good. It was one of those things that you would just had to put time into, I think, to really get there. And I don't know. It got meta, I guess. I guess at one point he dressed up as Mordecai or something. I don't know.
Whoa.
But yeah, that show
Whoa.
was so well written, and like I was so happy as a kid from '81 to see something in the modern era that would make me feel like I don't know, like
It was meant for parents just as much
Yes,
as it was meant
yes,
for
yes.
kids, if not more.
like SpongeBob was initially. SpongeBob eventually just got so.
That's how some of the best shows are in general. I feel like they were meant for a more mature audience, and they were not necessarily dumbed down, but retooled to be appropriate for a younger age.
Ramen Mexican style, mayo, tapatio, S&P, cheese, and an egg. I have seen it. The cheese though, like okay,
I don't know,
the
I
cheese
don't-
slice, like that's what gets me. I can handle the mayo too. Sorry,
Yeah, mayo and cheese slice is where you lose me, dog.
like bro. Everybody knows mayonnaise is for tuna salad. Mayonnaise
Okay,
is for
but
BLT.
I will say though that what's it called? The Mexican street corn has grown on me. I didn't like it. Was it elotes? I did not like it at first because of the mayonnaise, but when done properly and not completely smothered in the shit, it's pretty decent.
But if you think about it from this logic point here, it's probably gonna piss people off, but I don't care. You're taking an ear of corn and you're slathering egg all over it. What up? I don't eat corn and egg. That don't go together. But apparently it does.
No, that's in the ramen. There's no egg in elote.
There's eggs and mayo.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're deconstructing it too much.
I just can't do it because if I looked at it, it would make me nauseous. Like that's what it is for me. Like I can't eat corn on the cob without being like really. Let me explain why, Manny. This is what it is. Like if I eat corn on the cob, it gets.
What's Crashman's weakness? Air?
Yes. It gets so stuck in my teeth, bro, that I have to cut my cob in half or in thirds, and then use the sides of my, like my side teeth to chew it. So I pretty much have to fucking wedge that halfway in there and then spin it around and then turn it and spin it around again. So, after that, it's just like, okay, I feel like it's too intimate to even really do in front of anybody that I love to eat that. So I pretty much don't even eat corn on the cob anymore. So to get the feels of that, not only would it be super fucking messy for me to do it, but it'd be even more nauseating to think about what I'm doing. So I couldn't imagine even having those seasonings on a pile of loose corn. So I guess I just don't get to enjoy it. It's weird. I literally look at that and it makes me nauseous. I can't explain it. It's because this thing I have with mayonnaise, it really is. If somebody didn't tell me that was mayonnaise, and I would have tried it one time, and I would have liked it, it would have been a chance to try it. But since somebody fucking let me know that's what it is, I'm like, oh. No, dude, I use mayonnaise for BLT. I use them for tuna salad. And I use mayonnaise for just a little bit on like a sandwich, like a sandwich, just enough to make it so like it's lubricated if I toast the bread enough, so I don't choke on it if the fucking meat and it's not moist, or I don't have enough veg on there that's moist. So then I'll put some mayonnaise on there. If not, the thing that I ate that was copiously covered with mayonnaise as a child is my fucking family would always bring Waldorf salad to fucking Christmas. It's disgusting. It's like fucking walnuts and chopped Granny Smith apples and grapes and fucking mayonnaise and marshmallows. Oh yeah, little mini marshmallows too. Like, what in the holy fuck?
It's a white abomination.
It's not a white thing. It was invented in Germany.
That's white.
Well, I mean,
Germany's
like,
white.
Yeah, but when you say white, we usually fucking think like
Yeah,
Guy White and
but-
corn good and like fucking like, you know.
White is like Irish, German.
I get it.
any-
When you say
the
white, I just think about
European.
I just think about the dumb Caucasians that are in America when
But
you say
yeah,
white.
but that is some white ass shit. That is some fucking.
Oh, it's some fucking atrocious shit,
And
bro.
Something is not a salad just because you throw mayonnaise. Like what? Mayonnaise isn't even a fucking salad dressing. I think it was probably invented as such, but that is never the way I would use mayonnaise. A salad dressing, yo, I would rather. Bleh.
Yeah. But Manny, you are right. To each his own. You are allowed to enjoy
Yeah, and
elotes. For me personally, I can't look at it without being like nauseated, and I wish it wasn't the case. I really wish it wasn't. If I look at Waldorf salad, I feel the same way though. So it is literally a trigger based on seeing mayonnaise slathered on something. It's what it is. It's not. I love corn on the cob. I do. It's great. I love the seasonings that's probably on it. You know, I'm very, very much into seasoning. My grandmother right now is experiencing like muteness of flavor. So to me, if I ever got to the point where everything tasted like nothing, I would lose my fucking shit. So you know what I mean? Like, so I get it. But
I'm just.
like shit, like, you know, let's go ahead and shit on the Europeans too. They use fucking mayonnaise with their French fries, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, and I get it. It probably is good. If this is also the thing, okay? If a chef came up to my table and he had a small little kettle and he sliced a potato and dropped in there maybe French fries, and he took a small little beaker, he cracked a couple eggs, threw some oil in there, and fucking put an emulsion blender in there and whipped it right in front of me and put it in front of me.
That's an aioli though.
I would fucking eat that.
But an aioli and a mayonnaise is different because I don't. What's the difference?
But you know what I mean? The whole thing is it's not got 70,000 ingredients in it. It's not super processed. It was made right away for me fresh. I would probably be all about it.
I also just hate seeing the separation that happens in mayonnaise.
Yeah.
You set it on its side and
Let's change the topic. We've talked about mayonnaise now for 15 minutes. Mayonnaise.
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah.
Mayonnaise de Mormon. I appreciate that.
mayonnaise unlocked.
Mayonnaise de Mormon.
Mayo de Mormon. Get equipped with item 3.
Yeah, it is an aioli. You're right.
But what's the difference? Then what?
I don't know. I watched somebody say that they were making fresh mayonnaise and that's how they made it. So I guess that's not. I don't know. Mayonnaise means horrible. Aioli means bougie. I don't know.
Dad, can you do the rest of the stages after this?
Yes, I can do the rest of the stages.
I like up
You
and
did all the fun parts. You probably didn't sequence break it the same way I would, so it's fine.
you're a cool guy.
No, this guy's a cool guy. He loves laying in bed with the homie. Hanging out with the homie. Getting more cheap fur on my bed, so he's like, I just said that shit about him not laying on my bed too much and getting extra fur on my bed while I'm dealing with trying to get fucking... Yeah, you like that? Mayonnaise de Mormon? Did you like it? Make sure you change one of your alt account names to it and pop in chat and say something fun.
You eat corn the long way.
Mayonnaise de Mormon loves elotes the long way. Nice. That way you get all the flavor. Yeah, that's it. That's why I don't like it then. That makes sense. It fucking is bleached and has a bunch of preservatives. Yep, makes sense. Oh, dude, aioli. I know aioli is good because, like, not that I eat there all the time, but there's this chain of chili spaghetti places, and they're just weird. They sell weird stuff. They like try to get everybody in on getting sides now, but like they have like a French fry with a garlic aioli, like and it's just like cheese and garlic aioli, and it's like fucking awesome. Just grab a fork, and just tear that shit up. Whole plate of French fries. I'm like, yeah. What the fuck, bro? They got the fucking liquid luck in that mayonnaise. I mean, they got the fucking like. They got like the serum of youth in that mayonnaise, $12 a jar, bro. Like it better be from fucking Whole Foods. It better be made with fucking like free-range chickens, eggs, and shit.
I only eat $12 mayonnaise.
Like, what the fuck?
Mayonnaise de Mormon only has the finest of mayonnaises.
My mayonnaise is cultivated right in front of me.
At $12 a jar, it better be the best mayonnaise ever. But let me remind you, it's $12 a jar, and the jar is only 2 ounces. Got your little micro. Stop talking about mayonnaise.
No, because you did that, I died. I died because of your mayonnaise-ery. The mayonnaise menagerie.
The menagerie of mayonnaise madness. Oh!
You keep bringing it back around town.
Manny, I'm reading Manny's fucking chat. Manny brought it up.
Bring it around town.
Manny?
Manny's the Mormon. My favorite thing to do is have a toasted PB&J.
My favorite thing is to have a McChicken, extra McChicken sauce.
Oh
Which
my
you know
god,
that is
I hate McDonald's and I hate the McChicken because the every time I've ever had the McChicken.
Manny's the Mormon likes elote the long way. I'm snapping the pic of that on my phone. You can't go away from it. You know, it's funny because you can always change it back, but now I got it. I got it snapped. Manny on fucking, like, coming up, not deciding if he wants to go back to sleep or go to work. He's fucking eating elotes the long way.
But I love a toasted PB&J. That's my shit.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Alright.
Manny. We gotta talk about it. Wife's at home. What she's doing? Don't know. Dog's at home. What's he doing? Don't know. Oh my god. That bitch Goldberg.
Alright, I'm gonna go have a PB&J.
Can't last 4 minutes in the ring. I went 45 minutes with Vince McMahon. That was the fucking shit, dude. I am so glad that I waited to watch that. Brayden probably heard me laugh more for that 45 minutes than I fucking have laughed in so long. What's the dog doing? Don't know. You're out on the road 300 days a year. Wife's at home. What's she do? Don't know. Your dog's at home. What's he doing? Don't know. Why do you say that? Like, who knows what your fucking dog's doing? My dog's laying here on the fucking bed. Like, what are you guys doing? Go to bed.
I'm gonna have a late night PB&J and probably go to bed. Dad's gonna take it off from here. Appreciate you guys.
Shit, you got your class in a minute.
Yeah. In a minute.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I got my driver's ed in the morning, but
Goldberg, 4 minutes. Try 45 minutes with Vince McMahon.
see you guys. Take care, man.
Alright. You left me with the hard shit to finish this off for you guys. No, Bray. Thank you. Sorry. Just aim well. Alright. Oh my god, that shit was so funny though, dude.
missed your call. Okay. I'm putting you on, Manny.
Yo, I'm so thankful you finally watched that, my man.
I put you on. You're on stream. Is that all right?
No, yeah, I'm VR trained. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think you're gonna get a good kick if you just watch that one.
Oh my god, dude. And I remember that episode of Tough Enough. I do. I do because I remember Nitty almost getting drowned in the hot tub, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like,
Did you watch the entire episode, or just the main episode and cut out the beginning part?
I didn't go back and rewatch it. I remember watching it when it came out. And then when they were talking, oh, I watched the whole thing that you sent me. I watched all of it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious. Those guys are hilarious. Goldberg. I mean, God, dude. Like, you don't have to fucking sell me on that. Like, especially said like, like, why though? Like, why the touting that you went with Vince McMahon for 45 minutes? That's where I'm at.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry. Give me a quick second. My bad. I'm so sorry. Over again, you were gonna probably be tied up.
yeah, I mean, that's hilarious.
And it's alright. So that like what the dog doing? That's an inside joke in their old little podcast scene, right?
Yeah.
It's like, your wife, what's she doing? Don't know. Husband, what's he doing? Don't know. The dog, what he doing?
They don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, that entire scene, I knew whenever you're gonna hear that whole Goldberg scene was gonna get you dead, because it got me dead.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
especially when I first pulled up, my man, I just started talking shit about Goldberg, but that was already an anti-joke in my group for at least a year and a half, you know?
yeah. Jack says, are you done with those RA books?
No, I'm on book number 3 right now. Yeah, oh shit, yeah. I was supposed to fucking tell them how it was, Kirsty books. No, I'm on book number 3 currently. I've been slacking in general, in reading, but no, I'm on book 3, but, Goldberg. He's a real good guy. Big fucking guy.
My god, dude. I mean, just like, then he just starts going off about, like, all the reasons why, like, you know, that's the cool thing, though, when he's like, you know, you want to like a guy that's been in the business for, you know, a fucking cup of coffee, you know. And then, like, oh, but yeah, I respect Bill, because they were just about to sign him, I think, and he had to be, like, real political there, too, but, you know, Triple H, the person, he knows, Triple H's fucking favorite wrestler is Harley Race, brother, so, like, and Triple H was, and Triple H was trained by Killer Kowalski, and I don't know if you know the legend of Killer Kowalski. He got his name by kicking somebody so hard that their eyeball popped out of their socket, and it was on the fucking mat, and the guy went to go pick it up, and fucking Kowalski just fucking squashed it right in front of him.
Oh my god, that sounds sweet.
Right? Like, I mean, what a fucking psycho, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's Killer. He's Killer Kowalski. That's the guy that trained Triple H.
Triple H.
the guy that did everything. He did do everything.
Yeah, legit. Nah, fucking that whole Goldberg bit, and at the very end, my man, when he fucking. Alright, so I told you they like recap the episode and tell you about like the history of what happened around that time and stuff.
Yeah.
But dude, and then when he blew up his fucking quad and shit, he's like, at the very end, he's like, and I still finished the match on that bitch Goldberg.
Well, yeah, and that's fucking crazy because at the end of that episode, they fucking said that too. Like, they the whole thing is about like gritting it out, and like I think that they come to tell you like how horrible that really is, and I get it though. Like, but there's like ways that you can like get through it and not have to do. I don't know. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, after Owen Hart accidentally broke fucking Austin's neck. Like, Owen, like, it was really hard for anybody to believe that Owen was getting pinned by Austin when they knew how fucked up Austin was. And then he did, like, next to no offense on Owen. And then did, like, the worst attempt at a roll-up thing ever. And they had to go with it because it was the finish. But it probably wasn't the finish. It was probably the only way to get something happening there. But it's just like, man, you can call an audible. Then there's, like, that time that Chronic faced Goldberg in WCW. Goldberg goes for the fucking spear in the corner and they move and he fucking just hits his head right on the pole and just falls into the ground and just laying there. And fucking, I can't remember if it's Adams or Clark, but dude, one of them just goes to fucking just keep going in on him and he knows he's fucked up, and the other guy's like, nah, dude, we're a tag team. Like, we will lose our jobs. So he kind of like gets him to like, stop off of him because they're trying to like fuck around with him enough to kind of wake him up because he's knocked the fuck out and they're trying to pull him off the fucking mat. That dude hit the pole with his head so many times, and it shows you how inexperienced he was, because if he went up there fucking trying to do a real fucking NFL tackle to you, to the point where he doesn't know that when he's coming in that hard in the corner that you're supposed to know that to lean to the left or the right, preferably to the right, so that you don't fucking smash your head on that fucking turn post. And no, dude did it all the time. And if he didn't do that, then he was purposefully giving himself a concussion in the locker room before he fucking went out to the ring by headbutting the locker. Or the door. Like, what an idiot. And if the dude didn't get some sort of fucking illness either from inhaling smoke from the sparkler entrance every time, too. Like, someone's like, that's cool, Bill. You look like a dragon when you exhale the smoke. And he's probably like, really? It's like, yeah, man, you should do that all the time. He's like, really? You gotta be like your Triple H thing. And he's like, yeah. And he just did it. Like, I've never seen somebody inhale, like, fucking 40 seconds of sparkler smoke so you could fucking exhale it. Like, Jesus Christ, how dumb was that? And nobody told him it was dumb either. They were like, that's a good deal. You should do that. You should do that more. What the fuck, bro? Like, I almost feel like it's like almost like when The Rock invented the people's elbow to fucking make The Undertaker break kayfabe, or break fucking character, and, like, that's the whole reason why he did it. They fucking told The Rock that he couldn't do something to make The Undertaker break character, and so he did the fucking people's elbow. That's literally why he did it. And fucking John Cena fucking thought it was legitimate enough of a move to make the five knuckle shuffle, and he didn't realize at the time that the fucking people's elbow was really just a big fucking joke. And as a wrestler myself, it is more than embarrassing to have to fucking lay down for 2 minutes to wait to get hit with something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't even do, like, a big transition move until, like, later. Then he eventually started doing the spine buster. I was like, okay, if the spine buster's pretty good, that makes sense to lay down that long. But anybody else, you're like, fuck, I would move? Somehow?
Well, and then you kind of gotta think about it, but, like, what about, like, the Hogan leg drop? I don't think that's good finisher.
It was because it wasn't the leg drop, bro. It was the atomic leg drop. It was the fact that it was Hulk Hogan. It was Hulk Hogan doing it to you, and he was jumping. He literally was jumping as high as he could. That's why dude had 13 back surgeries and is absolutely screwed. Like, here we go. See you later, Jack. Thanks for hanging out, buddy.
Later, Jack.
But yeah, like he had all those spine surgeries because of that. Like, basically, fucking the atomic leg drop all those years jumping up that high, and like on the 45 minutes with Vince McMahon.
You fat ass almost broke my leg. Dude, I'm telling you. Did he actually get like a good laugh fucking just listening to that?
Yes, dude. It was. I needed it. It had been so long since I have had like a belly laugh like that. Like, it was. I was laughing so like loudly and like it was the point where like I was like breaking out of like my normal laugh and almost hearing like some some fucking hick shit. And just like it was hilarious.
Did you, I'm assuming you heard the patron shoutouts? That's such a dumbass segment, but so funny. Bobby eating the pussy.
Jeez. Bobby Eaton. So I got a story I can tell you about Kevin Sullivan.
Okay, no idea who the fuck that is.
Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan was
one of the camera guys.
He was the guy that feuded with Chris Benoit in WCW. He's the guy who Chris Benoit stole his wife and married his wife. He was the.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember. I've heard about that story. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the leader.
He was the booker at WCW.
He was the, yeah. He was the leader of Dungeon of Doom. He was the booker in WCW. Yeah. He was in the infamous Booker Man segment where basically he was feuding with Brian Pillman, and Brian Pillman just fucking didn't, he was the booker, so Brian Pillman was like the loose cannon character, and he didn't really give a shit that Kevin Sullivan was the booker, so like he went out there and was like, they went to go have their match. It was an I Quit match, and he goes out to the match, and he goes out and he stands there, and he's like about to get in the ring, and he goes, I quit! Cause I respect you, Booker Man. He just called him the Booker, like in front of everybody, like the crowd at a pay-per-view. Like nobody knew that shit. Like nobody knew any of that shit. But like, anyways, Kevin Sullivan's a big piece of shit. I mean, the Dungeon of Doom is like a fucking stable full of jobbers in WCW, and because like he had stroke and he was the Booker and shit. Like he got to get all these. It's just a horrible stable over, and just put a lot of TV time towards people that didn't need it, and he like held down supposedly some of the cruiserweights and some shit in WCW back in the day. But anyways, he's just a real piece of work, right? So he comes into one of these local federations or whatever, and I have disclosed where I'm at to you, but since we're on stream, we'll kayfabe that. But like, this dude, he's facing Kevin Sullivan in like a match or whatever. It's him and his bros, and I guess like he goes, bro, like we do this thing, like I'm gonna do this thing where like powerbomb me off the top rope or something. I think he said powerbomb off the top rope. Well, Kevin Sullivan's old as fuck at this point, man. Like, I mean, he's not like wheelchair old, but I mean he's like the movie The Wrestler or whatever. You know what I mean? He's fucking still wrestling. He probably shouldn't be, but I mean, when we've talked about it before, like the payday for somebody that was on TV, or even like the stature of a Kevin Sullivan, for them to go and do anything for an indie or whatever, like they fucking make a sweet grand probably. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to go fucking make a grand for a weekend and know that since you're a legend, you probably have to do next to nothing or whatever. So they go over the match and right, still worker at heart, and a lot of those people don't ever fucking like stop having that mentality, anyways. But dude's like, okay, he's like, they're going over the match. He's like, yeah, we're gonna powerbomb you off the top rope or whatever. And like, he's like, I ain't fucking taking that. I mean, a legend would never take that. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time, no. Like, I mean, it would have to be something crazy like a Mick Foley to come into an indie and be like, yeah, I'll take a powerbomb off the top rope. And so they're like, okay. He's like, no, he's like, we'll do something else. But he basically, because he's the vet, he's like, no, this is what we're doing. Told them what they were doing or whatever. And they go into the match or whatever. And fucking like they're in the match or whatever, and fucking Kevin Sullivan finds himself on the fucking top rope, and they fucking powerbomb that motherfucker off the top rope anyways. And it was just like, to me, it was just such a sweet revenge to hear like that, how like a piece of shit booker that was like such a maniacal like fucking like politician in the back and shit, and not to mention just like anything like anybody wants to say about like the relationship that caused Benoit to be even more like unstable. I mean, being in WCW and having to deal with that guy after you married his wife or whatever, or they divorced and you married his wife or whatever, it made for compelling TV. But every time they faced each other, Manny, they beat the shit out of each other because they fucking hated each other. Like, it was to the point where if you watched it and you were a kid and you were out of it and you didn't know anything about wrestling, you would wonder why all the punches didn't look like that. You know what I mean? Because they were beating the shit out of each other. Like, there was like receipt after receipt for a war that, who knows who fucking started or who was right or whatever. But, rest his soul, Chris Benoit, I don't know how right or wrong any of that was. So that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that's the That's the Kevin Sullivan story, and it's just like when I heard that happen, I told my buddy I was so happy. Like, and that's not really something that you should say in wrestling. You're not supposed to go off script, and you shouldn't go into business for yourself. That's definitely was them going to business for themselves. But like, I think they did that for the boys. You know what I mean? Not that really, something bad could have happened. That old ass man could have got really fucked up, and he did. He got powerbomb off the fucking top rope or whatever. It was either a powerbomb off the top rope or it was something worse than that. I'm wanting to think it was one of those tandem moves where like he got powerbombed or something off the top rope while the other person was in midair to hit him with something else. Like, I think that's what it was. Like, like that.
Well, talking about Chris Benoit and his powerbomb, dude, I feel like Chris Benoit took one of the gnarliest deep bases ever, my man.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was like Chris Benoit, Rikishi, and I want to say Kurt Angle, but I'm not too sure, dude. And fucking Kurt Angle pokes Chris Benoit's arms. Oh, he takes a deep face, my man. Dude, you gotta look that up, my man. That is just horrendous. How they did that. I mean, you can't even block it. You can't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, regarding powerbombs, you know who Josh Alexander is, right?
Yes.
Dude, I remember I saw this one clip of him powerbombing a guy, but like, after he's bringing down the powerbomb, right, he freaking kind of exposes his knee out, right? He like does like a lunge and powerbombs him on his knee, bro. Just, oh, dude, I don't know. These indies honestly, they got some dirty ass moves. You know what I mean?
Well, they do. I mean, they do all the moves I used to do with my fucking wrestling figures in the wrestling ring. Like, yeah, this would be cool. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, yeah, this would be cool. And then I'm like, no, that would kill somebody. No, that, like, I remember the first time that I, like, made one of my wrestlers, like, hold somebody in, like, a fucking fallaway slam off the top rope and do a moonsault. And that used to be the finisher, and I'm like, that would be cool. And then fucking Frankie Kazarian fucking pulls it out, and it's called the flux capacitor. And, like, it's a fucking real thing. Like, he fucking was the first person to do it, and it's sick. Like, because, I mean, it's got so little room for air. Like, next to none. And I've seen, like, people, like, where they don't understand, like, you have to spring off. Number one, you have to have somebody super fucking even to your weight or lighter. And number two, you have to spring off with such force that when you hit the moonsault, you don't fucking go pogoing down on your head. And I've seen people almost do that every other time I've seen the move. Even Hangman Adam Page, when he was doing it, like, it's a dangerous fucking move. But when it's pulled off right, it's like, how is that not the end of the match? And that's the other thing that really pisses me off about hyper sport wrestling. And it's been all the way back since the day of ECW, but like, that was ECW's thing. Do 70 fucking moves to you, and then you kick out at one. It's like, oh, go in there hitting fucking a Stone Cold Stunner and a Rock Bottom on you, and you kick out at one, and you're like, oh, okay. And that was their way to, like, devalue the fucking damage of their competitors' fucking superstars' finishers. And then you're like, now that I've seen all the things that are enough to make a match end in that other company, what the fuck is going to make this match end? And you have no idea. You know what I mean? You have absolutely no clue. Because you can't follow it. Like, that's why I don't like it. I mean, I grew up liking people like Bret Hart for a reason. He's a tactician. It was always about telling a story in the ring, selling a body part, doing damage to a body part to get a result, something like that. I mean, he used to do a lateral press to you to make you kick out at two so that you exerted energy. He was never going for the win. He didn't even cover. He didn't even hook the leg. It was a lateral press, your fucking chest over the other person's chest, just to make them kick, to make them use energy later in the match, get more winded, stuff like that. Then he would do the elbow, cover you again, let you you'd kick out at two. He was making you work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that anymore. So you can, like, look at the match and then say, okay, now that I've seen the damage that's been done, and I've seen the falses and all this other stuff, I can have an idea of where this could go. It's, okay, these people are facing each other. I know all the crazy shit they're capable of, but then I have no idea when the momentum of the match would close it. So therefore, I cannot be invested in the feeling that that was the right move to finish the match, because maybe the 70 fucking moves before that move were just as impressive and does the same amount of damage, but it's almost like you want to see a meter on the screen that says, Will Ospreay has 72% health left, because you're like, fuck dude, they did 50 fucking finishes, the match has been 25 minutes long, and now they fucking kicked out at one halfway through. What am I supposed to think of this? How am I supposed to ride the momentum of the match and then now feel like I'm invested in one person more than the other, versus like, it could have ended any time with any reason, with any move, and there you go. Like, It's cool that I watched.
I get it, but I mean, there wasn't as much work rate back then, though.
Oh, hell no, there wasn't. It was lazy as fuck. And when you were overworking, you had the motherfuckers tell you to slow down. And I can give you an example. If you look at Owen Hart, he was the Blue Blazer because they did not want Owen Hart to be associated with all the crazy shit that the Blue Blazer could do. And he debuted as the Blue Blazer predominantly and did all kinds of crazy fucking aerial shit that nobody was doing at the time, to the point where like they didn't even know how to call the moves. And then when they like let him unmask and be Owen Hart, they never referred to him as the Blue Blazer until the end of his life and the end of the life gimmick. But when he was fucking Owen Hart, they made him tone it down, and he was doing shit in '91 in New Japan against Jushin Thunder Liger, while he was also like right around still in the WWF time, and he was doing crazy fucking shit that you would never see because he wasn't allowed to outwork the fucking people that were like kick, punch, stomp, body slam, taunt the crowd, kick, punch, back him in the corner, chop him. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, that got you so far and had so much, you know, I'm gonna play something different than that Braid gave me this shit. I'm gonna fucking put something else on. Shit, I'll wreck through Mega Man 1 before I would have finished that. There we go. But yeah, just like, I get the whole thing, but to me, as a person that wanted to follow it from a storyline perspective, it was just difficult. And then I had all my friends tell me how great ECW was, and I'm like, okay, it's different, it's cool, but it's, as far as like me being able to feel like, I mean, yeah, number one, you're trying to get invested with a bunch of characters that you know nothing about, so that's great because then you don't have any like favorites that are going to make it so like, even if they're not the better wrestler, you still think that they are, and then all of a sudden you sound ignorant in conversation. Like, you're allowed to like people that aren't good. You're just not allowed to like them to me. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'll give you an example, dude. I was doing like a fucking heel promo. When I was doing heel promos back in the late 90s and shit, all I had to do was tell the crowd, like, man, you guys like Goldberg? Yeah! It's pretty awesome, right? Yeah! You guys like NASCAR too, don't you? Yeah! How about Bud Light? Yeah! Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? And then once I got to the Bud Light, bro, I instantly heel turn. Everybody's like, oh, wait a minute. All these things make me the same fucking person. Yep, I'm the Bud Light NASCAR fucking watching, Bud Light drinking fucking NASCAR watching Goldberg lover. Yup. Oh, dude, I would get heat. So after I did that, in any circle, I instantly established heel heat. I didn't have to go to Goldberg ever again. I instantly made it so they would fucking now look at me like, that's that guy that don't like Goldberg! Get him! My god, dude. You know what I mean? Like, fucking Goldberg. He don't like Goldberg! Get him! 45 minutes with Vince McMahon. I'm the game. Triple H. I'm coming to get ya. No, I love Triple H because the thing I loved about him was his catchphrase was to list after the pay-per-view all the people that he beat and then to add your name to it. I beat Rock and Austin and Hogan. You know what I mean? Like, you just do the whole fucking list and then like then you just be the last person added on there. That was his trademark catchphrase. One of his trademark catchphrases. It worked. Try 45 minutes with Vince McMahon. No, I'll tell you why that is a big deal. Vince McMahon's not a fucking wrestler. Vince McMahon knows how to work in the ring because he has the pride that he doesn't want to expose the business, and he knows how to bump enough to get by. But that motherfucker was the stiffest motherfucker in the ring, and I would never have wanted to be in there and having to fucking take his punches and shit. I would have never wanted to have to deal with that consistently. And like, so yeah, having to be in there for 45 minutes so that guy was gonna just keep rocking you for real. Like, you know what I mean? Not everybody could go to him and be like, dude, Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then, even if you did, you know what it'd be like after that. Like, you could say whatever you wanted to say, but if you weren't a handful of people, where do you think your fucking career was gonna go if you did say anything? So, were you gonna say anything? No. Let's get fucking Potato by Vince McMahon for 45 minutes. Eating potatoes, Vince L. Groton style. Taking the shit.
I said taking the shit. Dude, do you hear my dog fucking snore over here? Oh, shit.
That's awesome. Dude, where is these healths? Jeez, there's no healths. Like, heals. There it is.
Okay, I really don't want to buy this one, but I think I don't have an option but to buy this, this water gun adapter, please.
Dude, I want to get one of those water guns that are fucking electrical, like the ones that look like it's from a sci-fi movie. You just like put it
I
in.
know.
You
I
just,
know
like,
what you're talking about. My
Oh.
brother had one of those. I think he paid like $85 for his.
was it good?
Yeah, that shit was fucking hella fun, my man. Literally, we just did like the nose barrel, right? Go down the button for a bit and suck up all the water. And like
Dude.
refill it immediately.
Man, that's where I'm at. Next summer, man.
No, it was fun, and so he bought the Orby Joe blasters, and yeah, those got out of hand real quick.
Yeah.
Those hurt, my man.
Oh,
and
I'm
I
sure they
buy
fucking
one.
do.
Fucking shooting at ourselves with nothing but pair of glasses. Fucking point blank. Oh, that was something
Mm.
different.
Oh, I got a story about that. So, senior year, at the end of the year, my computer aided design instructor's got a lot of land, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna have you guys all come out. And we're gonna do paintball." I mean, he's got a lot of land, so it's gonna be great. They got rented equipment for everybody and everything. I had a class bully. He just was just a dick, man. He was in my classes for 2 years because we were all in the same 3 or 4 classes because it was like an IT program type thing. So we had the same block of classes for 2 years. And he just was a big asshole. Like, just a big, not to like be stereotypical, but he was like the stereotypical defensive football jock guy. Just a, you know, he was pissed because on a dare, he told me, he's like, I told him I could smoke him in a foot race. And he was on the football team, so he fucking, his pride was fucking hit. So he's like, no, you can't. I said, yeah, I can. So let's go out during lunch. So we went out during lunch, and I fucking went out there, and I just smoked him. He was pissed. He's like, kept showed up, and I mean, he was probably on the lower totem pole socially on the football team, so, and he was fucking huge. He's bigger than me and everything. So, I mean, I knew based on his size, if he didn't know how to move himself, me being about 5'6" and a half, I figured, you know, I know how to move it, and I'm not good with distance, but I'm definitely good for sprinting. So I just fucking crushed him. I thought it was like 100 meter, 150. I mean, just absolutely destroyed him, and he was pissed, and then he comes up to me, he's like, you need to come to the football team now. You're wasting your life. I can't believe that you're not on the team. I was like, no, dude, I'm good. I don't fucking want to do anything with that. So he was pissed at me since then. So we go paintballing, and it's a pretty lengthy day, and I didn't get hit at all. I mean, I was the guy that did tactical shit. I found a trench to lay in. It was a fucking ravine. I covered up with leaves, and when people kept fucking going through the area, I just kept fucking tagging them. Like, I mean, I was in a good spot, and every time, like, it was crazy because it was like a crossing. They had to go all the way down a hill. There was the ravine that I was in, and they had to go back up the hill. So, like, when they were struggling to go back up the hill, uncover from my fucking spot, pop, cover back up. So it was a successful day for me. And, like, on the way back, I used all my ammunition to fucking tag that bully. All of it. I mean, I had a lot left, and I fucked him up. I mean, he literally had been torturous to me and so many of my friends for so long, and it was paintball, and the game wasn't over, and I had ammo. So, I mean, I decided that was the opportune time that I was going to take care of him. So he was also then embarrassed that he got destroyed. So he got destroyed in paintball. So he was mad. He kept claiming he was pissed because he couldn't fight back because he was out of ammo. We all had the same amount of ammo. That was the game. If you all had the same amount of ammo to make it fair. So he just had went through his shit faster than me, so he didn't have anything. Somebody gave him 1 pellet and said, hey man, here you go. Here's 1. Make it count. He said, okay, bet. We go back to camp. We're back to camp at my teacher's house or whatever, and we're all getting ungeared, unmasked, on everything. He comes up to me, comes to the back of my head, point blank range, and shoots me with that bullet, bro. Yeah, right in the fucking back of my fucking head, man. It hurt more than just about anything I probably have felt at that point in my life, and I've been through some shit, dude. I mean, I fucking started crying. I mean, instantly. My teacher, who was like a hardcore religious person, I mean, religious as fuck, Manny. Like, I think he like a part-time pastor religious, bro. Looks at dude and says, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, and escorted him off the property. But man, I'll tell you what, dude. I would never wish getting shot point-blank range with a full-size paintball to anybody. And anybody that would ever do something like that. I was told later that I could have died. Like, so...
Potentially.
Potentially. I mean, I was like, okay. And, like, all he did was solidify his place as, like, a big fucking bully, dumb jock scumbag. Like, it's like, every time that something's cool and somebody can be in that situation where they can, like, move away from that, because he was in, like, the computer design class, so, like, he was already having to be, like, kind of ostracized from his, you know, jock group by doing something nerdy, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, instead, though, to, like, you know, fully go all in on being with these people for 2 years, he still played the outside role of trying to, like, oh, I'm just in here for this, and I'm really part of this clique, and, yeah, it was sad. It was sad to me that, you know, I don't know, I didn't think that teacher would have ever cussed. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you say he's super religious like that.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it was, though, that teacher was super fucking cool. We were in computer class or whatever, and he had his computer in the very back of the class, so, like, he was in the back of the class facing forward, and then obviously everybody was in front of him with their computers facing forward, but then he was in the back so that he could, like, show shit on the computer, and then it would be on a projector, and so that's why his computer was in the back, like, kind of like in the I don't know, like, it'd be like a podium type position, but he was facing forward and we were facing forward, and there'd be times that we would get bored and, you know, somebody would boot up Quake and we'd be like, okay, so we're fucking like, I don't know if you know what Quake is. Are you sure? Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a first-person shooter. It's a first-person. It's a first-person shooter that came out on the computer. It was made by the guys that made Doom.
Oh, I can't think off the top of my head.
Anyways, it's unimportant. Anyways, it was a first-person shooter. It was a multiplayer online shooter. So since we're in a LAN network, we're all playing this thing, right? We're supposed to be doing work. So we're like starting Quake games, not really paying attention to the fact that he's back in the back of the class. And like I said, it's a fucking first-person shooter. You play with rocket launchers, shotguns, all that shit. So like, and it's like pixelated like Doom, like the old classic Doom. It was made by those guys, the ID guys, Carmack and Romero or whatever. So like we're just all fucking starting to join like a multiplayer game, and everybody's like playing and beating the shit out of each other. And all of a sudden, like, my friends, like, I'm like looking, because I mean we're all like facing forward, so like we're seeing people one at a time like turn their computer off. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And it's like, Smith kills blase blah, get back to work, computer off. Smith kills blase blah, get back to work. As long as you don't kill me, you stay on this, but if I kill you once, get back to work. He literally hopped on while we were all doing that, when we were supposed to be doing work, hopped on and he was older than us significantly, hopped on there and just fucking owned the whole class.
He was the class.
Yeah, it was just fucking awesome. I mean, I wouldn't trade that for the world. I mean, the degree I got, yeah, maybe, because I got a 2-year degree in computer-aided design and could not get a job anywhere where I'm at. It was, but I don't really enjoy it anyways. Computer-aided design was just not my bag, because I was like making like fucking screws and gears and shit, and then like you could print them out on a blueprint and make them in real life, but the fucking act of making one of those in 3D is boring as fuck. So boring.
Yo, can we talk about a weird fact about Christian Cage?
Sure.
The fact that he's won titles from a certain company and a different company.
Oh yeah, he did the thing that Taz and Mike Awesome did.
Oh, he had Taz, the WWE guy, Mike Awesome, the WCW guy, winning the ECW title.
Yep. Crazy sauce.
Yeah.
That was definitely crazy. Paul Heyman facilitated a lot of craziness.
Dude, no, for real, Christian or Christian Cage, whatever you want to refer
Yeah, you're
to him
fine.
as, but,
Jay Riso, because I know him like that. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Christian would kick my fucking ass for saying that.
dude, he's won the NWA title in TNA. He won the TNA/Impact title in AEW. He won the ECW, WWE, and I mean, do you consider the World Heavyweight Championship WWE, or do you consider it still to be like WCW?
I feel like their goal was to bring it back and have that prestige before they retired it. And they didn't even really retire it; they just merged those titles. Isn't that the one that John that was?
Yeah.
John Cena.
That John Cena, Randy.
Yeah, Randy had. Yeah. That's John Cena's retirement match, right? That's John Cena's last WrestleMania match, right? Like,
I would love it to be.
does it make sense?
Well,
I mean, does it make sense?
It makes.
They've ruined him doing stuff with other people and for the last so fucking long that he's lost on purpose. Like, this has been a long plan in action. There's no way that they've let him go on like a fucking 18 or 19 month like losing streak. Like, almost every match he's had since he's come back, the last couple times he's come back, he's lost. Since he fucking should have beat Roman Reigns during that summer. He should have beat Roman Reigns that summer.
No way.
Dude, when he was fucking out, yeah, he should have.
No way, no.
Yeah,
No, if Cena won, bro, it would have thrown
whatever.
credibility Roman could have had out the
Buddy,
window.
Roman fucking ruined so many people's fucking careers with that run. Kevin Owens lost in a main event match to him fucking 5 times, and they had to act like it was only 3 because Kevin Owens logistically built himself up to #1 contender fucking 5 times during that reign, and they had him lose every fucking time. Like, that kind of shit. Horrible.
I'm opposite of you. I definitely believe he built up more people.
In some cases, yep, and in some cases, yes. He definitely built his family up. Sami Zayn finally got readjusted because of it. There's a lot of good that happened because of it, but when that fucking finish happened in the last man standing match, when it was a fucking botch, they should have just fucking called it, bro. Because it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for Kevin. It was embarrassing for Roman. It was just bad. I mean, they could have... I get what was at stake. I totally get that, but it just like... I love Kevin Owens, and I just hated watching him suffer for fucking 2 years, bro. Like, everybody else, they only lost like once or twice. He lost 5. He ended up fucking losing the meat of it for everybody. So if anybody had a problem with the bloodline before anybody, it was always okay for it to be him because he's the one that got fucking wrecked the most.
See, I don't know. Here's my rebuttal to it. I agree that match was a flop in my hand, right? Because, dude, I mean, Roman lost.
Right.
Took out the fucking handcuffs, but shit happens. You get what I mean?
Oh, for sure. We just saw that recently. I totally agree.
Except Damien's a little bit of a different conversation, but
A little bit, for sure, because that situation is one of the situations where the referee now, it's like they changed some of the edicts that Vince had. But Vince had an edict where if their fucking shoulders are down, you count it. You count it.
Yeah,
If Vince McMahon was still in control, that would have been a title change. And I mean, that's exactly why Seth was fucking shocked when it slapped 3, and he's just like, he had to do, he did the only thing he could do, and that was sell the disbelief that he wasn't champion. I mean, what else could he have done there?
Yeah, that's true. But, what was that? But, so, I agree. I mean, Kevin should have won that one. Not because I want him to win that.
No, for
match,
sure.
Because he should, literally just in the rules of wrestling,
Right.
But, dude, I mean, Kevin back-to-back main events to me, granted, it's a 2-night event, you get what I mean? But, a 2-night event, yeah, WrestleMania nowadays, but even so, like...
Dude, the problem...
Stone Cold.
He got his comeuppance from all of it. I definitely agree with that, but dude, if he did, they owed him that shit, bro. They owed him that shit. He was the workhorse it was like one of the main foils for fucking Roman Reigns for almost the majority of that. So like, every time that everybody else got cooled off and like that situation, like, oh, it's Kevin Owens again, like, because he built himself back up to that spot, and just like, damn, like. But that's literally how it was back in the day. I mean, when San Martino was champion, I'm sure he fucking beat the same 12 people a million fucking times. Like, in those massive runs that he did, those legacy runs that he did.
Just one. I know he had 2 runs.
Yeah.
2 giant, ginormous ones.
Yeah.
No, but like,
It's just like
honestly,
so.
I feel like the only person kind of lost throughout the whole Roman Reigns era has to be Austin Theory, my man. They kind of fucked him. I feel bad for him, you know?
Did you feel like he really was gonna, like he really is? Like I've seen so many people didn't get to do what he was doing, and that there's so many people still that are as good as or better than him, and just I don't know. I can't ever shit on somebody living their dreams or their work rating or work ethic, but like man, he's mid.
Well, no, yes, I agree. It's kind of unfair because everybody else is just, I want to see a league ahead, like better than him, but they're better than him, but at the same time, like,
He's solid.
He had so many years. Yeah, he's young, he's learning.
Oh, dude,
so
he definitely has like a Billy Gunn or Dolph Ziggler capabilities. I can see that in him. Be the right place in the right time to do the job for whatever you got to do. Like be able to put the match together. I mean, be able to be the foil. Like he could definitely do that. But like WWE champion, no.
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of. I get what you mean. I understand that very well because they just talked in general.
Well,
He
I
should
mean,
have not been Money in the Bank winner that year.
he got
Or if
screwed.
he did, he should have tried it, and they should just fucked him up, you know?
He got
Pro
screwed
cash.
being associated with Vince McMahon. Unfortunately, man.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, they knew because it was almost like they couldn't like how Punk is like lightheartedly jabbing with Drew about being like the chosen one, but not saying it. You know what I mean? He can't say that. So that they were like, shit, we can't even really fuck with Theory because he's so tied to Vince, and we're so pushing away from Vince. So yeah, in that respect, he did get fucked. Guilty by association for nothing, something he had nothing to do with, other than just being like a storyline, you know, protege of somebody.
But at least now they're doing something with him and Lawler.
Are they?
Yeah, apparently, but I know you saw last night's Liv Morgan segment.
Oh god. Whew.
Oh god, he's... Oh, dude, no, fucking the internet, wrestling community, out of hand for that.
Excuse me.
What the fuck?
Let's play some Marble Madness.
Some Marvel madness.
This is some Marble Madness time. $90, of course. Nope. Not this one. There we go.
Oh, dude, do you think LA Knight's gonna be Logan Paul though? SummerSlam or not?
Nope. You should.
Really don't.
No, I mean it's Logan Paul's from Cleveland, right?
That's kind of what I thought too. No, it's getting interesting.
I mean, it's not going to help him push it. I mean, it's better for them to have that title on cruise control anyways because they have too many fucking belts. That belt could be a fucking vanity belt for right now as far as I'm concerned. Logan Paul is a good wrestler for as many matches as he's had, but like with them having to deal with Prime and everything, it just makes sense just for it to stay the way it is right now. LA Knight does not need to be demoted to U.S. title.
Can you give me more elaboration? Because I feel like at least that would be a step up from what he's doing now. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes, but like he already was like on fire and like ready to be world champion. So like anybody that takes a step back and then just eats the U.S. title and stays in a program with that, like it's just like saying that you're settling and you're not like ready. Like he was saying he was ready to be the guy. So like there's many guys, but the guy is not the U.S. champion. So it's like, you know what I mean? I know that he'll have it, if they give it to him and he'll do well with it. But I know in my heart you can tell that he won't be fucking happy settling with that. Like he'll go somewhere fucking else. Like you know what I mean? Like he was doing great things and not getting utilized where he's at. So it's just like, fuck, what are we waiting for? There's 2 fucking titles now and one of them's not on Roman. But it doesn't matter because that belt is still all tied up into the Roman story.
Yeah, I feel for at least the next year, give or take, it's still going to be tied up. In the World Heavyweight Championship, it's kind of like a little weird gray zone right now.
Yep. It looked like it was.
Because
It looked like Damian Priest was gonna be a transitional champion, and then like he just started to impress enough where they're like, you know what, maybe not.
a
You know
little
what I
bit
mean?
longer.
Well, they just. I think that they realized that Punk and McIntyre didn't need the title. You know what I mean? So like they're like, okay, how can we make sure that that's not in the case? Well, let's make it that he can't even fucking challenge for it. Let's make it that Punk is too distracted to even want it because he's, you know, doing this. Like, you know what I mean? They have it all wrapped up where then Damien can still just deal with anybody else that's not those two.
Wait, so what's your prediction for this upcoming Royal Rumble when I'm thinking Punk's going to win.
Yeah. Cena. If
Really?
not,
You think Cena
if-
wants the 17th title?
if not Cena, then it'll be Orton or something like that. But I think the thing is they're gonna like, because he's also an Elimination Chamber as well. I think it'll be like he's questing to get the 17th and doesn't win the Rumble, and then he gets a second chance in the Elimination Chamber and then gets a spot from that. I think if I'm gonna book it long term.
Okay, if you book it long term, are you going to finally make Cena a heel?
He's not. He can never be a heel. He said it himself in his interview that he just did that his biggest rival has always been the audience. It has been his mistress the entire time has been the audience as opposed to one specific person, and the audience would never fucking buy it. Like they would know that he is pretending to be a bad guy. So like it doesn't work in that respect if you know the person's authentically not like that. So he's not willing to do it for that reasons, and also like the Make-A-Wish thing. I think, you know.
Yeah, dude, definitely the Make-A-Wish thing, but even so, I don't think he...
The closest thing we-
Hollywood Cena now, so...
The thing
It's
that
not like he has this much time.
the closest thing that we've seen to heel Cena was the Firefly Funhouse segment shit. So that was really good.
Well, let me... Alright, so I'm not saying Cena's gonna turn heel, but he's gonna start using heel tactics.
I think that what he said was expect to see his real personality, and I think there's a lot more Peacemaker in there. So we're probably going to see a cross between like whatever normal John Cena is and Peacemaker at the same time. Like, you know,
When
kind
does,
of
Netflix do kick in?
beginning of next year, but he's signed for 18 months. He's signed for the rest of this year and
Next year.
all of next year, yeah. And then like I think the Overflow is doing stuff that just he swears he's not going to get. He's never going to come out of retirement after this. He's going to just like he's not going to take punches. He's not going to do stuff. And it's like, okay, dude, I don't believe any of that. Punk already. I guess Punk already called him out on it too. He's like, I'll be the one that pulls you out of retirement. So.
Nice.
Well, I mean, who?
Storybook ending 42 would be the best one for him to retire in.
Who?
Cena.
Yeah, this is it though. He said 41's it. So.
Oh, 41 is going to be his last one?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the tour is all next year because he wants to do the households. He wants to do the house show circuit and all that shit. He wants to do, like, fucking the dates are like, if he's not doing the house show circuit, then he's hitting Raw like every week for like the majority of it. Like I think he said like 50 dates, and that's almost every Raw. So, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, barring interrupting filming commitments, he's only really worried about wrapping Peacemaker season 2, and everything else is pretty much dialed straight up into WWE with the exception of him like working on commitments and stuff that he hasn't like let anybody else know what it is. I mean, smaller projects and shit. Let's give this Marble Madness one more run. I'm excited to see it though. I think that it should culminate in some situation where no matter what, either him or Orton are going to break Ric Flair's record. I don't know how they get there, but that's where I would go. Where the matches, the match.
It has to be Cena, bro. It can't be Orton.
No, it has to be Cena, but it has to have the stakes that it could also be Orton. Because I think that
Orton's at 14, he would have to win this title 2 more times, you know, and I feel like more damage than anything.
and it's definitely true, but like nobody, if Cena doesn't do it now, nobody's gonna do it. And it's not even fucking 16 anyway, or 17 anyways, or whatever. It's like fucking 21. So it's either like 21 or 22. There was like an event, at least one event that I read that he was in like Puerto Rico or something, won the belt off of fucking like, what's his name?
Pedro Morales?
Yeah, fucking won the belt off of Pedro Morales or something, and they were gonna fucking riot. He was not gonna be leaving there with that belt, so they just didn't count that. Like, they didn't count it. Like, it doesn't count. Like, okay. Like, and there's always times, too, where back in the day, because there wasn't, like, news wasn't as widespread, you could do shit that unless people knew, like, that it didn't happen if, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that when Vince was trying to put the belt on Lex Luger during the Lex Express days, that he literally had some weird fucking story for a house show. Something happened during a house show where they had him come out as world champion with the belt and everything. And Vince just was doing it to see how the crowd would react. And they fucking shit all over it. And that's when he decided he wasn't winning the belt. Like, but you can go on YouTube and see the footage of him coming out wearing the title and everything. I'm like, where the fuck was this? Why did this happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the whole thing was just, it was like he needed to gauge how the audience was going to receive him. And it's like people fail to realize that Lex Luger, you know, coming in as a fucking stupid meathead heel, like a bodybuilding heel, and, you know, and all that shit. And he also fucking fucked Mr. Perfect over, you know, had Mr. Perfect feud, and it was all that shit. And everybody loved him. So, like, it was like, nobody really was buying that shit. So, like, the only way that was going to happen is if they tried to make him super patriotic, they tried to make him the next Hulk Hogan, and it still didn't work. And it also just made the Lex Luger character look so stupid. Like, he fucking, you know, knocks Yokozuna out of the ring at SummerSlam, and he fucking can't get him back in the ring, so he doesn't win the title. Like, how stupid is that? Like, but it's a big victory because it's the first time he lost. And there's like a ticker tape parade. You know what I mean? They're trying to, like, make everybody feel like it was such a big deal, and it was just like, I just thought, and it sucks because my friend was a really big Lex Luger fan, so every time that Lex Luger came up short, I just like gave him shit about it. I'm like, dude. I also hated Lex Luger because, you know, it just sucks that Miss Elizabeth ended up dying in his house, which is just depressing as fuck.
Oh, I never did that.
Yeah, Miss Elizabeth died from a fucking drug overdose on Lex Luger's couch in his house, so from his stuff. Just great stuff. And you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna disrespect the dead, and Lex Luger is definitely paying for whatever with a bad health condition, and he's not doing too well health-wise these days. But like, Lex Luger pissed me off because like he was over fucking animated when he would sell. Like, so like, I would make fun of my friends and stuff when we were wrestling and stuff. Sometimes like go, you know, get him in the corner to do punches, and I'd be like, punch him, like both. Go back and watch Lex Luger matches. Both! Fucking getting hit by somebody. Both! I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What's up with the boths and the boffs? Like, you fucking like, bah! Like, just like he's always like corked and ready to like emote after getting hit or hitting somebody. It's just so funny.
45 minutes. Try 4 minutes worth. I don't know.
Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor or Lex Luger? Lex Luthor. No, I know it's Luger. I'm saying, but who's cooler? Who's cooler? Definitely not Lex Luger.
Yeah, definitely not.
Like, they had the fucking weird they had the weird shit in WCW where him and Sting were tag team champions, and one was a heel and one was a face. I just can't focus on this. It sucks, but it is what
Bro,
it is.
just like John Cena and his legendary tag team partner, what's his name? The guy from Texas? David Luke.
Yeah. Alright, Manny, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna end this episode of Sleeplessness. It's been cool having you on, giving me somebody to talk to and stuff.
Yeah, Goldberg.
Goldberg's eating that corn.
Done long.
But yeah, until next time, bro, you have a good day at work, bro. Stay wavy.
Thank you, brother.
Yep,
Later,
yep.
my man. Have a good night.
Alright. Good night, bud.
Later.
That guy's great. Manny the Mormon. Wonderful fellow. A member of our completely unnecessary tier. And a fine, fine gentleman. I feel like I gotta give this one more go. One more go. I got this. That's weird. You start up there. What a fun game to play when your depth perception is off a little bit. Ha! Yeah. You can tell it's getting late. I normally don't do nearly this bad. I'm just trying to get the dub. See if I can. One more time. Literally playing with one eye open because my freaking other eye has husky glitter stuck in it for 2 days. Cut yourself doing the ultimate race. Okay, I'll do it with one eye closed. Looks like unfortunately I'm getting all the way to the end again. I don't know if this is enough time to even do it. Now, how did that even happen? You gonna put me up there again? I didn't even get there this time. This will not stand, guys. No. No. I just need to get a good angle. No, no, no. It's not happening. You gotta be kidding me. What the f... Thank you. Thank you. I've never had that happen ever. What the f... I'm getting frustrated. This is like my favorite game. It's just like the way I like to close out the night when I'm done playing. It's like an easy 7-minute dub. I'm gonna run out of time at the same spot again. That's because I didn't put in my name. That's what it is. Last coin drop. Either way, guys. Sorry if I don't get a dub. I'm gonna get it. Nice. Not nice. Not nice. Here's 10 seconds. Let me take it back. What is my problem with that? Oh yeah, I'm tired. It's just not my Marble Madness time, I guess. Doing all kinds of weird, stupid things I don't normally do. Probably because I'm trying to play with one eye. Sometimes you should just know when to fold them. Redemption time. You gotta be kidding me. Overthinking this shit or what? Alright. If you've seen the channel, I crush this game. I can crush this game so many times and barely die. It's just like, geez. You can't play this game with one eye, guys. Don't try to do that. Damn. Just trying to get enough time at the end to actually play against the maze. Like, I can't even try to do the ultimate maze if I can't get enough time. That's the worst game of Marble Madness in my entire life. Probably including when I was a kid. I'm so embarrassed. Alright guys.